I got a whole bunch of topics that I want to speed run for you because I'm now getting back into this. I've been
Mhm.
burnt out for a while. Not burnt out, just unmotivated, bro. If some people want to call that burnout, then to each their own.
Yeah, I mean, everybody looks at it differently.
I'm thinking about having a new segment called Mayhem Monday. You understand?
Mayhem
Because
Monday. All right.
yesterday, bro, did I tell you? Did I? I
No.
told you. I told you. I, I told you. Okay. For people that think this is like Mad Hatters worthy, let me know. Okay. Because right now I feel like my life is some kind of extravagant comic.
Oh. Listen. The amount of the series of unfortunate events that just happened is insane. Like you really can't make it up. You really can't. It's
Let
crazy.
me
The universe wants to make you the MC of their manga. All right. The talk then.
Not Mina. I real good. Listen. Okay, let me give you the rundown because this week alone has been so hectic, and then I'll end at Mayhem Monday, which was like yesterday. Because
All
I
right. All
can't
right.
make shit up, bro. So, should I start with Mayhem Monday? It's like really, really short. Okay, we have a short segment, right? Every time Ray goes out, she touches grass. Not really. She just inhales some bugs while the wind flies through her hair.
Wow.
Because
Hey, natural protein. You're out here staying healthy. Let's go.
oh my gosh, no. So like I went out with my mom yesterday, okay?
Right.
And
Right.
we were making our way to the office, but we had to drop off my grandmother at the hospital. My grandmother is not the one being admitted to the hospital. My uncle is at the hospital, okay?
Oh, so she went to visit. Okay.
Yeah, one of her many, many brothers. But so we dropped her off. Actually, we got to the roundabout to the hospital, okay?
Right.
Now you drive, okay? Unlike me right now. I love
Yeah.
how it
Yeah.
was so quiet and then cars start passing. It's not a race story if cars don't start passing. Anyway,
True.
tell me how a roundabout's supposed to work. It's not supposed to like merge and traffic goes, right?
Kinda. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
it made just so that like you could go like different directions from like people converge from different points and they could reroute to go different directions without having to go an extended route or whole make a whole rounds to get to where they want to. I think that's the
Mm.
purpose. Yeah.
Bumbo. All right.
Rah.
Okay. Now, we are almost there. We have one roundabout to make before we enter the hospital. Now, tell me, why on God's green earth does this policeman decide, you know what, I'm going to conduct traffic right by the roundabout, on the roundabout
How do you?
itself?
All right. Yeah, that just sounds like something police would do here. Conduct traffic around a roundabout. Nice. That that
That
is
is,
that is
bro, I am
awesome.
so glad that it's not just me because we're coming back out and he's still there. He's still there. So we're like, it have no freaking accident. The roundabout have no traffic lights. Why the hell is this police officer here? And I said, welcome to Trinidad. It is not a real place, okay? Because like,
True.
why would you need? Why
I
would
mean, he
you
could have
need?
been some supervisor or somebody could have been stationed there. We never know. But
That's what
like,
I said. I told
you
my
had a feel
mom.
kind of like
I told
out of
my
all the
mom.
places to direct traffic are roundabout.
All
That
right.
is crazy.
I told my mom, you know what? Actually, I think she said the people who put him in charge there, you don't know Ray, he's probably stationed there. Okay, I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, to cause mayhem. Why would you be directing traffic around a roundabout other than to cause mayhem?
I
Okay?
I don't know.
And then we went on this bit and she was like, oh, so guys, the Christmas season is right around the corner. Actually, no, Christmas is like next month, okay? And
Mm,
things have been going too smoothly. Let's add some mayhem on our Mondays, okay? You'll be stationed here
Lord.
at this roundabout. You'll be stationed here at this roundabout. That's why he
Yeah.
was stationed there. Okay. And I kid you not, bro, it had more traffic by the next roundabout that we were passing. And I'm like, if I
Of
stop
course it would, because
our next freaking
listen,
officer.
listen. Traffic naturally flows, right? It flows like a river around a roundabout. You directing traffic around a roundabout is like a beaver dropping and lifting logs at certain points to block the water from flowing, and it part dries up. You know, part has less water. It takes time to fill back up and all that kind of thing. It's like it makes no sense. It flows naturally. There should not be a need to conduct traffic around a roundabout.
Hi. Anyway, so that was our episode of Mad Hatters on a Monday, which we did not record
Or
because, like, guys, guys, girls, humans, I would like to apologize
our
for not
followers, because I doubt they could be humans when listening to craziness that be going on here. You know.
Hatters. I would like to greatly apologize. Okay, if you're listening to this in the future, or if you're listening to this as soon as it goes up, listen, I've been lazy, okay? Let's be real. I'm only human. And like I said, I've been feeling unmotivated. That's why we didn't have like an episode this week that we're recording last week for you. Last week.
Mm.
Yeah, the last episode was episode 23, and then it skipped a week, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but
So, suck salt, I guess.
that's crazy.
No, but I just really haven't been in the mood to record. So I'm taking a step back, not talking about some serious things today because it took the poop out of me, bro. I've been pooping a lot, TMI, but it just took the
Hey,
poop out of me.
at least you have the healthy power movements. That's important.
Yes, I don't always have those. But anyway, they don't need to know that. Anyway, so I'm on my favorite app.
Constipation be serious.
Like, I'm on my favorite app, okay? The app that you so love.
What
And
happened at
IG.
IG?
hmm I'm
So
going to
what's
describe
so interesting
I'm
things?
going to describe something for you, and you're going to tell me what you think it is, okay?
Okay.
May I interest you in a chilled glacier freeze on the rocks?
Glacier freeze on the rocks. Why does that sound like some overpriced drink made with some Alaskan ice with rum in it?
Did bro just call light Gatorade by its government name? It was blue Gatorade, bro. And I was like, what? Yes, this is
Oh
how we
wow!
starting off Madness Monday. I'm gonna annoy Tristan
I'm
because
already
I miss.
disappointed.
He's
I'm already
already
disappointed.
disappointed. Why?
Whew, I feel my hunger rising.
Anyway.
All right, let me get you this. Let me get you this.
No. Listen. If you step, if you step on a person's foot, they open their mouths just like a trash can. You know that? You're thinking about it real
That
hard, aren't you?
I mean, yeah, to explain how, but I mean, it's kind of interesting. That's so that's a very interesting. Wow, we have a natural trash can reflex. That's
Mm-mm.
interesting.
Yeah, it's like when
Hmm.
someone says you're trash, and it's like, no, I'm not, and then you just mash their foot. It's like to prove your point.
Yeah, it's like, well, hey, your lid open like a trash can. Hey, you're one and the same.
Mm. Why would the Grim Reaper need a scythe if he can kill people by just touching them? Why do you think so? I will read this response after.
Mass intimidation.
Mass
It's like
intimidation is
instead of him
crazy.
having to do the work, you die from the fear of just him wielding a scythe. So yeah,
No. Okay. In
no.
all retrospect, Grim Reapers have scythes for reaping souls, okay? But not the souls that you might think. Also, they use them to protect the souls on their way to the afterlife. But that's besides the point. Now, the
Sounds like
reply
part of an
is because he is the Grim Reaper and he needs a scythe to reap. Okay, that's what I just said. But it gets interesting. They go on to say otherwise he would be known as the Grim Toucher, and that might get him on a list.
Wow.
Yes.
So we just labeling
Yes.
death as a pedophile now. Okay, nice.
Grim Toucher. It's crazy. Ooh, I have a question to ask you.
Sure.
It's been a while since I had one of those, eh?
Yeah. All right.
Stop. Hatima. So, like, if you had to date someone, this was a debate, by the way, because I was talking to my girlfriend the other day, when Trinis, when people say the other day, it could mean like any time from a few, like yesterday to the day I was born, okay? But anyway, I was talking to one of my girlfriends the other day, and we were debating on, so how young is too young? And she was like, well, obviously not legal age. She's like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that makes sense. But like, how young is too young? And how old is too old to date, you know?
Or
And
the
she
age gap
said,
difference.
yeah. No,
Uh,
I looked on Google. What do you think Google said? There's a 7 year rule.
7?
So 7 years,
Well,
yes, 7 years rule. So then it like had me thinking about that one song. Was it a song? It was a TikTok that was going around for some time where she said, and if I can't have you, then I'm gonna have your dad or something like that, right?
oh, I know what you're talking about. I
And if
think
I
I
can't take you, then I'll take your father. Something like that, right?
right.
Right. That song. Wild.
Boy.
Anyway, so following the 7 year rule, that would probably make sense. But aside from that, I was like, bro, I'm grossed out by just dating people 2 years younger than me. Well, I was grossed out dating people 2 years younger than me. Mostly because I set that boundary for myself because my brother is 2 years younger than me. And I just didn't feel like having that conversation with my brother, you know? Just being like, oh, hey, so this is my
Right, right, right.
boyfriend. And he's like, okay, cool. So how old are you? And he's like, I'm like 21. And he's like, oh, I'm 21. And then he'll look at me. I just know my brother will look at me, bombastic side eye. You understand? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
nah.
yeah. I get what I get what you mean.
Let's not do that. Imagine if I date someone younger than him too. Oh, I cannot.
Raw. But here's the
Yeah,
thing,
so,
right? So
mhm.
there are relationships with like big age gaps and stuff, and it's like, yeah, you can't choose who you fall in love with and all that stuff. But
Mhm.
I mean, that's like a I would say on the rarer side because usually people tend to have like, okay, maybe like 2 to 3 years is like the max, right?
Yeah, my friend said
Some
that.
people will
She's
be
like,
like
three
4 is a
years. Three
yeah.
years is kind of a stretch. You're real stretching
Some
it for
people
three
even some
years.
people even say like 4 years is their max, depending on like if they're rare like the person, they're click with the person,
But as
they
for
are
younger, though, for younger,
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah.
But
I was talking to someone. He's like, I was talking to someone, and he said, if they're a teen and they're like now an adult, 3 years is kind of pushing it, not gonna lie, because like just imagine you're like 17 and dating a 13-year-old. That doesn't make sense to me. So like that sounds
yeah.
gross. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then as soon as like that came back to my mind, I opened Instagram. Tell me why. I saw, was it Instagram? No, I opened the forbidden app called Pinterest, okay? And Pinterest had this couple on my thing, and it says, I'm 19 and she's 15, and then they kissed, and I was thoroughly disgusted with myself. But
That yeah,
anyway,
you see that's kind of subjective because everybody has like different
yeah.
different boundaries. So for you example, that would be off, but
Hmm.
for other people that would be like, okay, that's the max for that person. So you know they'd be
But
like,
19 though, dating a
you're pushing
15
the
year
border there,
old.
partner. You're pushing the border there. Check yourself. You
Oh
know what I
my
mean?
gosh. And then
Yeah,
so then he's like, yeah, no, I feel like if you're 18, you could go like 2 years, but that's it. But like
yeah,
older is a different story. And I'm like, how the hell is older a different story? I was talking to Boucher the other day too, right? Boucher
yeah.
was like, listen, listen, we don't deal with people younger. We go for the oldies, because I like myself some moms, you understand? I'm like, what?
Yeah, but like I understand that from a guy perspective, but at the same time, you remember the older person dating your young ass. So it's like,
And then you not, bro. So I know two Isaiahs, right? And tell me
right.
why both of them are like, shoot, I mean sugar mamas, right?
Hey, hey, you know how it goes, you know. So yeah,
So
it
that
is what
was,
it is.
for me, I said, there's no way that Isaiahs think the same way, right? Like, there's no way. But anyway, so there was that. And so back to this guy. He was like, oh, if you date people older, then I guess it'd have to be like 5 years if you're 18. But that's subjective. That's a way too of that's a stretch too, not gonna
Yeah,
lie. But I guess it's the society that they're in, you know? If it's a if it depends. It really depends. If a male is like 23 or like 24, dating an 18-year-old, 23 or 22, dating an 18-year-old girl. People gonna say,
Mhm.
he was spawn sniping. He's a groomer.
Yeah, yeah,
He pre-ordered. But like,
yeah,
if it's a
pretty much.
woman, it's more acceptable. And I'm like,
That's just the double
what?
standard. It's
What?
kind of
What?
it's sus in both departments, but like just
To me, it
because
was sus too because I was like, so what society I live in? Because in my mind,
no, just
that's
it's just double
very.
standards go crazy through our society because one is more acceptable than okay. So somebody brought up a point, right? So
Mhm.
this woman was looking at this little kid in in like the stroller or whatever, right?
Oh
And
no.
like it was a baby boy, and this woman was like, "Oh, look at you, eat you up, whatever, ting 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 ting
Mhm,
ting, whatever." If a dude just randomly says that the roles were reversed, that man would have police call on him immediately. But because a lady said that, right?
You know what? It's because
It's cute,
women
it's funny,
love
you know.
babies. Because women
I,
love babies,
yeah,
and they
no,
not
I
just
mean,
naturally say the most unhinged stuff about children.
well, yeah, that's the thing. But I mean, if we following the same thing, right? If a
I get
guy,
what you mean. Yeah, the
yeah,
double
it's
standards are
like,
crazy.
you know,
Yeah, yeah. So,
everything is just against the guy.
so then he was like, "Okay, so what's your age gap?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I ended up liking someone that was 17 years older than me, and he's like, "Damn, I'm trying to be like you for real, for real." I was like,
No,
please don't. Like this man had a wife and kids, okay? And he was like, oh, okay.
nah,
Whatlessness. And I said, no, no, chill. He was very loyal. He let me down in the most nicest way possible. He's like, I appreciate your confession, but I do have a significant other. He's like, oh, W mans, W mans. This
yeah,
dude switches up so quickly. I just couldn't help but laugh. But anyway, and then I was like, but other than that, 8 years, I think 8 years, because I was calculating the gauge gaps in my family, because
right, right.
I can't be throwing stones at other people and their household. I'm not check my own. So I was like, the guys are usually 8 years older, 7 to 8 years older in my family. So yeah,
Interesting.
8 years.
Yeah,
And
well,
he's like,
that falls back into the thing where there is an exception when it comes to the age gap when you're really finding somebody that you just
mm,
click with and stuff. So
yeah, he was saying that, he was like, honestly, it depends if they're, of legal age. But
yeah.
aside from that, I think once you hit 20, age gaps don't matter. And I said, okay.
Yeah, like
And
when
then,
you're like in your mid to late 20s, like age gaps don't really matter.
and then he said, it also depends on their maturity levels,
Hmm.
and their goals. If like, they have the same aspirations in life and those
Yeah,
things. It all depends on those things. So
yeah.
yeah. But I was talking to my girlfriend and she's like, yeah, 3 years is a stretch for younger, but shoot, older, older. And I'm like, please don't say you want a sugar daddy. He's like, hell, I could do a sugar daddy too. And then I had to
Wow.
reevaluate my friends, bro. What is with them and wanting sugar parents?
Oh,
And it's just like, no, no, no. On the all seriousness, I think like 5 years max for me. I said, okay, cool.
hmm.
So I said, I'll ask you, what you think about it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, 5 years. Like,
You think that it depends on like if they're of legal age, one, and two, their levels of maturity emotionally, mentally, those kinds
well,
of things, goals in life and
I'm
stuff.
not gonna look for like, I'm not gonna look for like, young teen now turned legal
Oh, no,
adult.
no, no,
Like,
no,
let
no,
me
no, no,
say
no, no, no.
around like 18 to let me say
Freshly
22.
18.
Not gonna specifically look for that,
No,
but
that's weird. Don't do that.
like if they're like around my age, maybe a bit lower, let me say like 2 years. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. No,
3
2 years.
years to
Word,
the
word, word.
max. Sure.
I just can't
Older,
imagine
older is
that
the same. Older is the
conversation.
same.
I really can't imagine that conversation with my brother. He should just not know. And
No, when you see you have a younger brother, so there's a difference that
I
influences
have
your
multiple
what
younger
you
brothers. I'm
choose.
the eldest in my family out of all the siblings.
Damn.
Exactly.
Damn. This is listen, find
It's
somebody your own
awkward.
age on the same level.
Here's the thing, right? People are like, Ray, the guys that you date that are your age and older don't work out. How about you try someone younger? And I'm like, because my brother is younger than me. My next brother is younger than me, and my brother after that, and my brother after that.
No, you see, if you keep doing that, now here's the thing, right? Not to
I
say that
know, I
like
know.
something
I
won't
was,
happen, but
I
if you
was,
keep
I
doing
was
that, you might
talking.
miss somebody actually
I
really great.
know. I was talking to
So,
my friend and I said, listen, I think I cucked myself so hard from a lot of good people because they were younger than me. And I'm like, I have this wall up because my siblings are younger than me and I don't want to date anybody my siblings'
rah.
age. You know why? Because I had a sorry. I hope he's not listening to this. But this man, God forgive me. If I should not be talking about this, let me choke, okay? But this man got the cojones to come and tell me, hey, so there's this new teacher in my school. I said, okay. I'm like, not gonna lie. I think I have a thing for her. I said, I don't like where this is going. How old is this woman? All right. And he said, she's like your age. What? Excuse me? I'm in my 20s. You're in your 20 plus years older than me. What do you mean? And he's like, listen, age is nothing but a number. I left. I sipped my water and I left because that was so weird. The fact that I had that happen to me is the fact that I don't want it to happen to anybody else that I have to
That'd be
explain that
mad
to.
awkward. Like I wouldn't know what to think in that situation. I'd be like, wasting, okay, okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, let's talk about Tangle real quick. Okay. Did
Tango.
you know that there was a hot guy meeting for Tangle when they were discussing Flynn Rider?
Really?
Yeah, and they so they got all the women together and they were trying to they had like a couple men, okay? I think like three men in the boardroom
Right,
too at that point in
right.
time discussing, okay, so what are we gonna add? This character needs to be handsome, he needs to be charming. And the men tried so hard. And I remember one of them saying, oh, the hot guy meeting was the worst and I never want to do that again because everything that the ladies say are unattractive is what we have in us.
Yeah. The thing is that is default setting a lot of the time. So so you what I is like that default setting has to change over time, but like change, but like default is default. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a natural thing. So what do you want us to do?
Mm-mm. Look. Okay, so to end this off, I'm gonna end this off on something that's a bit crazy. I know I was supposed to tell you about my week, but okay, let me tell you
Right.
about my week, right? My week ended with like not
Uh-huh.
ended. My uncle was in the hospital, in and out of the hospital for this entire week that passed, okay? And my
Right.
grandmother has been on the fence, and they were like, oh my gosh, no, you don't have to come, you don't have to come. But in the same time, they keep calling her, asking, so when you're gonna show up? What time you coming? And she's like,
You see
but
that
you
that is
all
annoying me.
told me don't come. Anyway, and then when she goes, she telling them the doctors say not everybody could go and see him. So she's like the second hand doctor now, boy. And she's like, no, the doctor said this. You can't go him and see him. Da, 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 da. Excuse me. So for 1 week, my grandmother became a doctor's
Hmm.
assistant voluntarily. Okay. Right.
That's crazy. And you know what? She's probably better than a lot of these services get at the hospitals, not gonna lie.
And the next weird thing that happened to me was that I was vulnerable with my friend. I told you this, but I'm gonna tell the hatters this because I really find this straight out of a book, bro. And I was there minding my business, feeling all depressed for whatever reason. I don't know. Probably seasonal depression. I really don't know. I didn't go outside and touch grass most like a lot. And I was actively trying to go outside and like I could not go outside. So I got all sad and I talked to my friend. I started it off by saying, hey, so honestly, this is probably going to be podcast length. Okay, 30 minutes. It was 30 minutes plus 24 other minutes. Okay, so she had like 50 something minutes. Okay, of just me talking on a voice note. And I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to two times speed this ish because it's long. But anyway, so honestly, I feel so vulnerable right now. I'm gonna tell you a whole bunch of stuff that has like bothered me this week. And I went through the list of things. And one of the things was that You know, it's really sad because I was thinking about how like my grandmother has to like bury all of her siblings and stuff, and she's still around.
Yeah,
But I was thinking about
yeah.
it in the friends aspect because I was also watching Shits and Gigs, and they had that conversation with James was like, "You man better not die before I do, okay? Because if you man leave me here and I have to bury you all, I'm jumping in the hole with one of you. I'm dead serious."
That's crazy.
So anyway, yeah, so I was thinking about that and I said, honestly, it's kind of sad that at least in every friend group, if there's, of people fortunate enough to have a friend group, there's gonna be one person left behind that has to like go to all the funerals and stuff. And then
Yeah.
there'll be probably like no one there for them, like friend wise. It's so sad.
Mm.
And in universe comedic relief, I guess, I don't know. I don't know if it's comedic relief. It was just so messed up to me. The very next day, she messages me. She did not get to listen to the voice notes that I sent her beforehand. Okay, just know that that was the most important part, which is why I ended up deleting all of my voice notes. I was like, this girl doesn't need this right now. She does not need this right now. She messaged me and she said, "Hey, I'm not going to be around for a while. I'm going to take personal self time for me because my best friend died." And I was like, "What?" I don't know what to say. You imagine me telling you, "Hey, Tris, I'm not going to be around for a while. I can't record for a while because God forbid Brie dies, right?"
I would be shocked.
Right?
I wouldn't know what to think.
And like you, in and of yourself, knew that you sent me a voice note saying, what's really sucky at life when you're the only person in your friend group that's still around, and your friends die before you."
The timing is just
I
impeccable.
was like, "That's some cut timing right there, bro. Like, what is that?"
Not to mention she was playing COD at the time, so I mean, hey, the stars aligned. The stars aligned.
I legit said, "What kind of cut timing is this, man?" Anyway,
You see, this is what you get for beating people with a fan on COD Mobile. Anyways,
you had a problem with my diamond Kali sticks, my diamond size,
this
my
is your
diamond
best
nails,
your
bro.
diamond melee weapon. You see, you see, no, you see, you.
You had a problem with my diamond weapon, so I chose a
I I
non-diamond
I I
weapon.
waiting for I'm waiting for the day when you get a console and don't play COD Mobile. Come, let me go. Let me run it back. Let's run it
No,
back.
man. No, no, no.
I'll go here then.
No,
I'll
no,
go
no,
here
no,
then.
no, no, no.
Oh na 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 na. Oh
I
na
want to
na na
play
na na.
Farlight again. Hopefully they fix the stupid background, but oh my gosh. Anyway, we'd probably play some First Descendants, some horror games. Yeah, yeah. I have a list. Don't worry. Anyway, so I'm gonna end this off with this guy, with the most dense guy I've ever heard of, and I think it's fitting because he a bit mad, yo. He a bit mad. He take the hat from me. So this guy is at work. We'll call him Joe, right? We'll call his co-worker John. Joe and John, right? Joe has a ring on his finger. And
Oh
John sees
boy.
it. He's like, "Oh, hey, congrats, man. I didn't know you got married. I didn't know you were married." And Joe is like, "What? I'm not married." And John looks at him, ups and downs, ups and downs. And he's like, "Huh, but it's on your ring finger." He's like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. My best friend." You better follow good, eh? Follow good. My best friend, who's a female, okay? Because John did
Uh,
ask, "Oh, is this best friend a female?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah."
yeah.
So my best friend, who is a female, just randomly came up to me one day while we went like to the beach, and she placed this ring on my finger. And John is like, "Oh, okay." And like, did anything else happen after that? She was like, he said, so Joe said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, to never take this ring off, and that how we're gonna be together forever. We're gonna be best friends forever." And John is like, "Uh-huh. And what happened after that?" Joe says, "Oh, well, like she was like really she was being really weird about it. Like she started to get more clingy, and like she's like my roommate. She's been my roommate for years." And John is like, "For years?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's been my roommate for like, I would say, 15 plus years now, 15 years now. And John says, okay, so like go back to this ring thing, right? Did she throw a party for you after? Like, wait, did she like move in after you got the ring? She's like, no, no, no. Joe says, no, she's been my roommate before she gave me the ring. And then like we went out, I got the ring on the beach, and John says, uh-huh, and what happened? Like no party? And Joe says, yeah, yeah, there was a party actually. Like right after that, she insisted
Oh,
that we go
uh,
with like a little small gathering with her family and friends. And Joe says, did she wear a like any type of like white gown? And Joe says, yeah, yeah, John. As a matter of fact, she did wear a white gown.
oh,
And John says,
I did not know he saw me doing that.
John says, "Oh, and what about you? Like, what did you had on? Did you wear a suit?" And Joe says, "Yeah, I wore a suit." And
How was this man so
John
dense?
is like, "Uh huh, okay, okay. So, how long? How, do you have like kids together? Like, does she have kids?" And Joe says, "Yeah, she got kids. Oh, are they? Were they like hers beforehand?" And Joe says, "No, we got them after like you know, we're kind of like friends with benefits kind of thing. So like we got,
Oh,
we got like
this man stupid. This man actually stupid.
after
He's
the
actually
ceremony
an
and thing,
idiot.
she got pregnant like right after. So that's how we had our first kid. So like yeah, we have two kids. But she's just my roommate. She's my best friend. That's my roommate.
That's your whole ass baby mama and wife. What you
And
talking about?
and John is just there like, okay, okay, Joe. And I'm like, okay, Joe. I've never seen anyone this dense and stupid.
Oh,
Okay, okay. Man's got engaged, betrothed, if you may. Okay, swept
went
off,
through a whole wedding and didn't
wept,
even know he was
got
getting married.
swept off his freaking feet, bro, and had two kids. And on top of that, he was upset, and he's like, and on top of that, she wanted me in the delivery room too, and I don't know why. And I'm like, Joe, that's your kid. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you
Hey,
mean you have a roommate that you're just casually wearing rings with? I'm
that's
so
bad.
done.
That's
That's
with that one. I will take my leave because it's almost 7.
yes.
Hey, I have never met a man.
Men?
A man. Wow, that fried my brain. That fried my brain. Wow, that man is stupid. Hey, I hope he loved them kids and that best friend good because he is.
15 years you're living with your best friend who is your roommate.
He's listen. He sharp as a sphere. That one, I
Mm.
will say.
Listen,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
got the intelligence equal to a turned off washing machine. Okay, um,
Ah,
it
boy.
is what it is. Anyway, so that's gonna end it here for this episode of Mad Hatters International Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like, subscribe, comment. What's your favorite part is? Let us know your thoughts on age gaps and also what you think about Joe. If you
Yeah.
have a Joe in your life, let us know. Okay.
God bless this. God
Uh,
bless this.
if
That's
you're
all I have
listening.
to say. Pray for Joe. That's all I
Sorry,
have.
sorry. One like, one prayer for Joe over here. Okay. If you're listening to this on
Pray.
Spotify or Amazon Music, please remember to like, and we'll see you the next time we jump down this rabbit hole. We see you in Wonderland the next time we jump down that rabbit hole. Bye
Yes.
bye.
Bye bye.